Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be game number 3 between Nerchio and SortOf. Our scores are about to be displayed on screen at about 1 minute into the game, which I will switch to in a moment, don't worry. And of course, if you haven't seen those previous games, I really recommend watching the or clicking the links in the description to have a look at those before you have a look at this video. That would probably be a better choice for you guys. So this map is going to be Orbital Shipyard. It is still a Zerg versus Zerg. Let's jump straight into our game here. So on the top right hand side here, we've got Nerchio, who's on Team Euronics Gaming, and he is from Poland. His opponent, SortOf, on the bottom left hand side here, currently teamless and from Sweden. And let's see how this game plays out. Scores are about to be displayed at about 1 minute. So of course, very important not to get that spoiled for you. Some very dangerous sounding Wings of Liberty music. Scores now on screen. There you go, Nerchio at 2, SortOf at 0. So if Nerchio wins this game, he moves on to round of 8. If SortOf wins this game, he will have 2 more opportunities to win his spot in the round of 8. So super important to, of course, secure those spots, because the grand final here wins you, I believe, $35,000, which is not a laughing matter. This, of course, is a premier tournament, so that means that it is one of the highest tournaments that you can have. It is, of course, the World Championship Series. So it looks like SortOf has gone for an early Roach Warren. And he's only brought out 2 Zerglings. These are just Zerglings to pretty much scout out what his opponent is doing. Not a bad choice, I think. Both players with their bases about to complete. Looks like Nerchio's one is a little bit earlier, but that is fine. 1 gas here, continuing to produce even after the metabolic boost, so gonna potentially see a little bit more tech coming out shortly from Nerchio. SortOf doing the exact same thing, but of course he does have roaches on the way, so that would make sense to continue on with the gas mining. And what is he doing here? This is very interesting. I mean, he's just making a little bit of roaches. He's got himself an early roach warren, but not creating a whole lot of units out of it. Baling Nest is on the way. Hello, Baling Nest. Now, what I really like in these games so far is that Nerchio and SortOf have not been playing super aggressive with Zerglings. I mean, yes, the first game was a Zergling versus Zergling all-out fest for the first few minutes. What did he just do? He just cancelled the Baling Nest and put it back down again. That's very peculiar. There was nothing here to scout it out, so that was very strange. I wonder if that was a misclick or not. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Honestly, it's a bit of a strange one. If anybody knows why he did that, you're very welcome to leave that in the comments. Looks like this base is getting scouted out for Nerchio, so Nerchio is going to have the economy building up, but he could get punished by this. Let's see, Zerglings are over here. Seeing that his opponent has not got the base over here. And now they're seeing it. Oh, almost taking out that drone. That would have been quite a big hit for SortOf. That means that not only would he lose a drone for free there, he would also be denied the base for those few extra seconds. And what is this? This is actually an Overseer cocoon. I thought it was going to be one of those transporting overlords, but no, it's not. It is an Overseer. So just being used for a bit of scouting information. And what have we got here? Roach Warren on the way. Level 1 ranged attack for Zerg as well. Looks like Glial Reconstitution is on the way for SortOf. So potentially going to see some roach aggression very shortly. Second gas, and actually that's the 4th gas being put down, so SortOf. And I see why. He's brought himself a Spire. So in the previous 2 games, Nerchio was the one with the Spires. On the first game, Nerchio actually had the Spire scouted out right near completion, but SortOf actually ended up GGing out. He didn't recognize any sort of advantage that he had, and he thought that, okay, if I drag this on any longer, I'm just going to have a flock of mutalisks on my head, and that is not going to work out well at all. In his second game, there was a flock of mutalisks inside of his base. Didn't do quite well. I mean, they did get destroyed quite fast because SortOf was ready for it, but they still, I believe, helped in contributing towards that GG, because they did take out quite a few drones towards the end of the game. Now in this one, SortOf has his own Spire. I want to have a quick look if that gets scouted. I assume it did. Yes, it did indeed. So you see, it did get scouted out. So Nerchio is going to be aware of this happening. But it seems like he's not actually doing anything about it. And, you know, sometimes that is the correct call to make. The one time when you don't want to be making air units or something to counter off against Hydras is if you think that you can punish this. So is Nerchio going to build a bunch of ground units right now and punish these mutalisks? Or is he going to just let this happen and just bring up a few spires or a few spore crawlers to deal with it and then continue on with his normal building? Looks like Overseer is about to get destroyed here. Is he going to get it taken out? Yes, he is, and revealing the mutalisks straight away. So he sees that there's quite a few of them at this point. That is 5 over here. And 1 over here. So a total of 6. 1 more being created as well right now. Let's see, Mutalisks not doing a whole lot of damage right now. Let's see if they're going to be able to pick off a few workers. That, of course, would be the most important thing for them, is to pick off a few of those workers, because he's invested so much resources into so many Mutalisks. I mean, that's a lot of Mutalisks. Or a lot of resources. 6 Mutalisks, by the way, 600 gas, 600 minerals. And, of course, the Spire itself, I believe, is 200. And the question is going to be, how much is he going to get done? He's got himself roaches, he's got himself mutalisks overhead. And these roaches are getting cleaned up. So this went very, very heavily in favor of SortOf. I mean, look at the army supply, 50 to 82. SortOf has the prime opportunity to put himself back on the board here. Is he going to take that opportunity? Let's find out right now. I mean, he's got himself 3 bases. Nerchio also has 3 bases, but the difference is the army supply. Let's see what he's going to do with that. It looks like there's infestors out for Nerchio, so that's quite interesting. He's got himself level 2 weapons on the way as well, so he's got level 1 complete. Oh no! He actually moved in a little bit too close to those Hydras and lost a few too many units. That did not end as well as he would have liked there, I think. The Mutalisk flock is starting to grow. That is a total of, let me have a look, 4, 8, 11 Mutalisks. Is that the total? No, he's got 13 on the map, so I assume there's more on the way as well. Did end up losing one of those there. Expansion is on the way, so this is the 4th base for Nerchio. And he's actually denied this gas yet again. Not that I think Nerchio needs it. Realistically, Nerchio doesn't have Mutalisks, and he's got himself 5 gases already. So probably enough. Now, will he be able to snipe off this Hydra's den? Are there transfuses? There's actually no transfuses here. Gonna have to be a little bit careful not to lose those Mutalisks. Honestly, I think he should have continued on with the Hydra's den, because that would have been a good idea for him. And honestly, I don't know what this control is. He's not doing great in controlling his Mutalisks. I think that he should snipe off this Hydra's den as fast as possible. It's also doing damage to both workers and, of course, the queens in the background as well there. And there we go, the Hydra's den has been destroyed. A second one being put down pretty much immediately next to the infestor pit this time. Now, SortOf wanted to that bad, or if he at least tried, he could snipe that off. And oh my god, look at this beautiful surround right here. That is a lot of units. Roaches and Hydras for Nerchio, and just Ravagers and Roaches for SortOf. 108 to 111 supply. Very, very close indeed. And look at the reinforcement from Nerchio. He's just had 20 roaches in production at the same time. That is a lot of reinforcements that's going to be streaming down here right now. Or did I say Nerchio? I think that was sort of, not Nerchio. Now Corrosive Bile plays. I think that what they need to do is actually reduce. I know they're thinking of increasing the cooldown of Corrosive Biles or reducing the damage of it. I personally think that they should actually just reduce the time it takes for it to land, because right now, in my opinion, it's a little bit too long. I mean, it's very easy to dodge. Even as a low-level player, I can dodge those quite easily. Let's see, it looks like he's about to scout out this base, which he did right now. Pick off a few workers while he can, because these roaches are, of course, pretty toast at this point. And what is going on here? Looks like we got ourselves a counterattack here from SortOf. Just bringing off a few of his own roaches here. Both players taking out 3 drones. Not bad. Looks like we got ourselves tunneling claws. That's interesting. So tunneling claws just allows roaches to move while burrowed underground. Now the question is, did he already research burrow? No, neither players have burrow at this point. Let's see, roaches moving into the back of the mineral line here. Gonna start taking out a few of these workers. And SortOf is actually doing some nice mineral harassment. I mean, this is the second time he's moved into his opponent's base. I think this is exactly what he needs to do. Just shut down his opponent's ability. Oh, he's spotting out the lurker den. This is super important. I mean, is he going to be able to destroy that? No, he's not. He doesn't seem to be interested in focusing it. Instead, focusing on this expansion over here, which might actually be a good choice. I mean, he needs to deny the production and, of course, the economy of his opponent as much as possible. Let's see what he's going to do here. Army supply is favoring Nerchio. Infestation pit is on the way for SortOf, so I wonder if this is going to be used for tier 3 tech or if he's just going to get infestors out. Honestly, I think that infestors probably make sense, but I can't really call whether he's going to use them or not right now. Ooh, and a 5th base coming down as well. And nope, looks like he's going for a hive. So not going for those infestors, not at this time anyways. And let's see, there's a bit of a surround here for SortOf. He's actually getting a little bit out of position. The reinforcements from Nerchio is here, and it's ready to destroy all of SortOf's units if they get a little bit too close. This expansion is absolutely toast at this point. There's no way of saving this right now. And Nerchio showing his dominance right now. The music is just perfectly suiting this right now. I think this is beautiful. Looks like the main base almost fully mined out. The natural here is almost fully mined out as well. Just got one base. So Nerchio is kind of hurting right now. I mean, let's have a look at the income tab. Looks like SortOf is at about 900 to 1,000 minerals per minute, whereas Nerchio is about 700 to 800. It looks like Nerchio is going to be aware of this base, seeing this right now. Gonna lose these units, but of course scouting information is important. It looks like he's getting off his own bit of a pick off here with his main army. And let's see, there's a lot of corrosive biles there. He needs to not get hit by those. Nerchio, don't get hit by corrosive biles. That will not end very well for you. Army supply is very, very even right now. Who is gonna come out on top? Looks like roaches is pretty much all that's being reinforced here right now. And Nerchio, he's got lurkers in the back. I think this is the one advantage that he's got right now, is the lurkers. I mean, I don't think... No, so SortOf doesn't have lurkers. In fact, he doesn't even have hydralisks. And that has went very, very nicely in Nerchio's favor. I mean, look at those lurkers just sitting in the background, doing a bunch of damage. This one has 5 kills, this one has 7, this one has 6. And I think that this could very well be the end for SortOf. I mean, if Nerchio wins this game, that'll be it. That'll be 3-0. It's a little bit too early to call though. 95 to 30 army supply though. It is looking pretty good for Nerchio. Looks like SortOf is making one last attempt at holding this off. I mean, he's got himself pretty much all bases shut down. This base is about to get destroyed as well. And there we go. GG has been called. Nerchio takes game number 3. And with that, the series moving on into the round of 8. I hope you've enjoyed this game. Don't forget to leave it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. If you are new here and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. That would be really, really cool of you. And of course, you'll be in with a chance to win some cool gear in my next giveaway. I hope you have enjoyed this. Good luck. Take care. And I will see you guys next time. Take care of yourself.